council, the group to say so, or are just going to do it?
I think when you call for the approval of the agenda, if you just say as amended with an added
As amended.
verbal update from staff, that'd be great.
Yeah, got to keep Matt happy.
Like we might be live, so we'll hand it over to Graham.
Okay. Well, welcome everyone to the July 15th Heritage Permit Review Subcommittee meeting. So let's get started with the agenda. So we get a motion or call people to approve the agenda as amended with the addition of a verbal update at the end of the meeting. I see Carol and Andy. Thank you. Everyone had a chance to review the minutes from the previous meeting. Anyone see any issues, any errors or omissions? Oh, I guess I want to move a motion to approve the minutes. I see Andy. And Katie. There we go. Anyone opposed? Seeing no one, motion is passed. I don't see any delegations, no items for consideration. So let's get right on to our permits. So the first one for today is Heritage Permit HP 2025-22, which is for 55 Main Street West, Hamilton, the former Carnegie Library, now the courthouse. We have anyone here for that project?
Yes, I'm here. This is Brendan Egger with A-Link Architecture.
Thank you. We normally give about 5 minutes to let you give a quick presentation, outline what your project is, and everyone will be able to ask you some comments or questions after. Is that okay?
Sure.
You have a presentation, or are you just going to go verbal?
Well, I can show what was submitted as part of the application if I'm able to share my screen.
Okay. Or staff, should we do that or let him do that?
Or you can bring it up there. Yep, that's fine.
Hi, Brendan. Alyssa Golden here, Culture Heritage Program Lead. If you have it available, you should be able to share. If you have a technical issue, let us know, and I'll ask Lisa to pull it up instead.
Okay, just give me 1 minute here. All right, I should be sharing. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so this application is for 55 Main Street. This is a security upgrade that is occurring within the courthouse. The focus here is a single point of entry into the building. So there are some upgrades going into the main lobby. And as such, we're trying to have a main point of entry, which singularly has one traffic flow into the building, which is monitored by police. So you would come in the entrance, you'd be met at the x-ray machine, drop off a bag or any belongings that the police require you to. Then you'd proceed through the body scanner and be met by an officer there for further inspection if required. As such, we have 2 stairs, one located on either side of the entry, labeled as number 4. The stair to the right, number 4, what is being proposed is 2 gates to be placed there. I'll scroll down, I should be able to show you. So here is a photo. This is the base of the stair. So this is the heritage element here with the marble stair treads. And we're proposing to put a swing gate, which would be fastened to the top of the stair tread, both at the base and at the upper level. These would be comprised of about 4 holes, 3 which would mount the base of the stanchion and the gate itself. They're about 1/2 inch in diameter. And 1 hole that would be approximately 1.5 to 2 inches, which would provide the power and communications to secure the gate in a closed position. The approach here would be similar to what we've done in the past with the John Spinka Courthouse, where we would salvage any of the material removed via core drilling or drilling and reclaiming any of the marble chips. The preservation, if required at a later date, would then use those products to be applied with a clear epoxy. And once finished with the marble chips and the marble core, it would be virtually indetectable as a repair item. We have approached the client group with a couple of options, which were turned down, basically due to a safety risk or a security breach risk to the space. This seemed to be the most viable option, so that's why we're presenting it in front of you guys today. I don't know if I need to go into any further detail. This is the only area impacted in the building from a heritage perspective. There are no other heritage implications to this building. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions anyone may have or offer additional information if you require it.
Great. Well, thank you. So does anyone have questions? I see Carol's hands up. Anyone else? And Sandra?
Listen.
Of course, I'm not going to see everyone here. So Carol, go ahead. You can start.
Yeah, my question has to do with the material of the gate itself, the swing gate. I remember when I reviewed this a little while ago, I think that the material is a translucent or clear. Could you just clarify that? I like that you can see, I think you can see through it and it doesn't really obstruct the staircase as much as something solid would. Is that the case?
That's correct. So the post itself would be a brushed aluminum, so it would be fairly muted in color, and then the larger panel would be a clear glass partition, and then we would just have some signage on it so that people can identify that the barrier is there. But the idea was to maintain a clear line of sight through to the stair. Yes, you're correct.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay, Sandra?
Yeah, so I had similar questions about materiality. I wondered if there's any way for that do not enter logo, red logo, to be scribed into the glass or the plexiglass rather than a red kind of red signage.
Yeah, so
that been?
sorry, go ahead.
I was wondering if that had been discussed as yet.
It has not. There are different approaches that could be taken. You could have the glass could be a sandblast finish where you get that etched into the surface, or we could go with just a vinyl graphic that would appear as if it was etched in, and potentially get rid of the red but still have something noticeable there. So there's different options we could review and see what may, I guess, detract less from the space.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Anyone else have any questions? I have one. Okay, Andy, go ahead.
Yeah, just basically clarity. You were mentioning that you were going to, on the coring, to install the gate, you were going to save that portion to possibly add the clear epoxy and get the same color back on a repair if needed in the future, which I think is an excellent idea. I'm just curious on the procedure on how that material is stored and where it is stored, and years down the road when a repair is needed, is there any traceability to find out where this product might be? That's my question. Thanks.
Sure. So what we've done in the past, and we've worked with the site and with the City of Hamilton Heritage Department, and we gather these samples. Usually we'll get in a heritage conservator, and they'll collect all the samples. They'll log it all. They'll log which stair tread it came from, which hole it was from. They'll bag all the chips, the samples. We'll label that all on a drawing. They'll take photos before and after. That all gets put into a box, essentially, that gets labeled for this specific project. And then ideally, we find a safe location on site that it can be stored. And at that time, would be used at a later date. Similarly to the John Spinka Courthouse, everything is stored in the vault down in the basement. So if ever any preservation needs to be done, all of the parts and pieces that may have been removed or samples collected would be there. Then a report then goes to City of Hamilton Heritage, as well as stays with the samples themselves, so that everybody has a complete documentation history as to what occurred. And then hopefully at some point down the road, there's enough information out there that we'd be able to locate the samples again and then reinstall and make good the surface.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That's it.
Thanks, Andy. Okay, now it's my question. I don't see the necessity of the upper gate.
So we did talk about that. We talked about if there was an alternative measure. We talked about if it was necessary. Initially, we tried to do away with the upper gate and maintain a nice visual at the top of the stair. The risk to that is that we're going to have people trying to exit this area, and you're going to be conflicting incoming traffic with outgoing traffic. And then there's a chance that someone's going to piggyback and try to get in from the bottom of the stair as someone's exiting. So then the idea was it still presents a risk too great to the space that if someone wanted to try to get through, they would find a way. So the option presented was to put a second gate at the top.
I just don't see how it increases security by having a gate at the top. If someone gets past that bottom gate, that top gate is going to be nothing to them.
Correct. It's more for the people trying to exit the building. It's more to restrict people from going down the stair and then presenting a risk where then the gate is open at the bottom of the stair, allowing someone to access it. So it's ideally what we're trying to do is, let me just go back to this floor plan quickly. So what we're trying to do here is the incoming traffic would essentially funnel in this way. And then any of the outgoing traffic, say from the upper floor, would come down the upper stair and then out this way, rather than the two people leaving, exiting the building and coming in, migrating at a single point at the bottom of the stair, because it is a little bit congested and there's limited area there. And then if someone was to exit, then someone could try to sneak up the stair. That was the rationale behind it.
Okay, as I just trying to reduce the amount of impact to the building in total. But okay, I understand.
Definitely. Yep, definitely.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone have any follow-up questions?
I have a follow-up question.
Right.
Is this a product that you're using, or is it a custom job?
The stanchion and the gate itself would be a product by a supplier,
Okay.
and then
Do
it
you
would
have
be.
a cut sheet? Do you have a
we
cut
do.
sheet that you could share?
I do. I can try to find it now, or I could send it through as a document to Alyssa, and she could share it with the group after, whatever you prefer.
Sure. What's the
Okay.
name of the product?
47.
I'd have to go back and have a look.
Okay. Thank you.
But let me find that, and I can send that through, and then you can
Great.
review. And if there's any questions after the fact, I'd be happy to answer them.
Thank you.
Thank you. So if there's no
Welcome.
further question, shall we take a vote on whether? Nope. Go ahead, Katie. You're gonna make the motion to go forward.
Sorry, my computer's a little bit glitchy. We do have a cut sheet for it, Sandra. It's page 47 of the supply of documents. So just as an FYI, I don't have a question. I was just a.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, I see it. Perfect.
So
that
rather
does
than
not, yeah, that looks different than what was drawn.
they make many different kinds and many different swings. So this is similarly what we'd be doing here with a single post and a single piece of glass. Again, to minimize the impact. If we did a double gate with a double post, then you're doubling the amount of holes, you're doubling the impact to the space. So by doing the single gate with the clear panel, it minimizes the impact to the marble features and still allows a good line of sight through the glass to the stair.
So the verticals are cylindrical
Correct.
and they're adjacent to square posts.
This was just a cut sheet we were provided. We can see if there's alternatives. There are different suppliers who can make different product, and potentially get a square post to match the standard that's there now.
I'm asking the question in terms of the mixture. Yeah, the mixture of
Yep.
cylinder forms with square, rectangular forms. Is that the intent? When I saw your elevations, I had kind of envisioned that those would be square in plan, not circular.
Yeah, from an
But
elevation
maybe we
view.
just need to see what it looks.
Yeah, from an elevation view, they would look up here as they're square. But we can reach out to the provider as well and see if they can provide us something that is more of a square product, if that's more desirable.
I'm just asking the wider group the question: is this something that is desirable? What is your recommendation as the architect? Is just feels inconsistent with the attribute that's there. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the square post. You do have a lot of round curves on the stairs. The stairs themselves have a bit of roundness to them. Each stair tread coming down off that landing is curved and rounded as well. So there is a mix of shapes as well already in the stair. Prominently, you're going to see, I guess, visually, you might see more of a square feature when you look at the stair itself. I think that they're going to be, minimal in nature to the point where they're not going to be as noticeable as if we're looking at them on the cut sheet this way. I think with the marble feature and everything in behind and being able to see through the glass, whether it's square or round, I think it's not really going to detract too much from the look of the space.
What's the diameter? Is it a 6-inch diameter, or what's the diameter of that? I think I saw a dimension somewhere.
Yeah,
185.
185. So
Or is it
approximately
168?
7 inches.
And you've drawn it at
168.
7 inches. Yeah, I can see that at the top.
Yeah,
Has it been
168
drawn?
is probably the narrow top cap. The 185 is likely the base plate that covers. So the base plate, which would cover everything at the bottom, would be slightly larger, and then the post itself would be at the 168. So about 6.5 inches.
Okay. So it's not a huge diameter.
No, we're trying to keep everything as minimal as possible, just to keep the visual aesthetics of the space there.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so, Carol, is that a question? You're on mute, Carol.
I just want to say that I think Sandra brought up a really important point about the shape. And I'm glad she did, because there was something about the gate that was bothering me, and a shiny round tube is quite different than the forms of the staircase, even though you can say, well, there's a curve here, a curve there. I would definitely try if you can find something that is square. It would look a lot different. You wouldn't have that kind of cylinder kind of shape that's shiny, which I think will stand out much more, even though the other one's the same material. It just will. I think that was a really good point, and I myself would like to see that changer of that post. So anyway, thanks, Sandra.
Yep, we can certainly, I can do a bit of research and look into it, see if this provider has the square posts. If not, we can try to source through a different provider and see what that looks like. That's not a problem.
This one here looks like the entire post turns, does it?
No, it would just be this section of the gate.
Just maybe between the very top and the bottom stationary, but it looks like the
Correct.
post actually swivels. So if you get a square one, it wouldn't be doing the swiveling. It'll be hinges on it. So it'll be a different setup, I would think.
Yeah, the other, just back up here a minute. The floor plans, the other, oops, sorry. The other gate that's going here, so this is a turnstile. If any of you are familiar with John Spanko or other courthouses, they have very similar ones where they're a double gate system. And these are all similar where they're rounded at the end. They're a long rectangle, but the ends of them are rounded. And that's just inherently the way that they're designed. It's difficult to find them in square. So similarly, that the post is rounded. That said, I mean, like I mentioned, we can look for a square one to see what's available because of where it's going and the adjacency to the post on the stair itself. It might make more sense to give this some further thought.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now we're done. Any more questions? Okay, Doug, can you put the conditions up? I'll just check that to make sure the conditions were the same. Can we add a stipulation that they look for that square post? Get it approved by staff?
Through the chair, yeah, we can certainly add an additional condition that the applicant investigate alternative gate column design, including square column, and that information be submitted back through staff. Yeah, Lisa and I can work on that.
Yeah, save it coming back to us again. Let them have their permit and go on if it gets passed here. Everyone okay with that? Okay. Okay, so we want to make a motion to pass the permit with the provided provisions. I see Carol and I see Sandra. Anyone opposed? Seeing none. Congratulations. Good luck on your project. I hope it really turns out nice because this is a very important building. We all know we all used to go there when it was the library. I've never been in as a courthouse, thankfully.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time, and we will certainly do our best to maintain the characteristics of the building. Appreciate it.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so now on to HP 2025-23, which is 123 McNabb Street South in Hamilton, in the the Charles Street Heritage Conservation District. Is there anyone here for that project?
Hi, Graham. So we actually don't have Gord on the call right now. I've emailed him to reach out to make sure that he's coming. So I'm just wondering if we skip to the next permit for now and we'll come back to this one, if that's okay.
I think we can handle that. Okay, so we go on to HP 2025-2025, which is 47 James Street South, the Landed Bank and Loaned Company or property. Is someone here for that project? I think there was earlier.
Yes, hi everybody. My name is Sarah Francisca. I'm a design engineer with John G. Cook and Associates. We're structural engineers by trade, but we do a lot of work with heritage buildings. So can I share my screen to show you guys some photos?
Yes, you got about,
Yes.
like so we usually give about 5 minutes that you've seen earlier, then everyone gets a chance to ask him some questions.
Yeah. Admittedly,
Okay.
this is my first time presenting to a heritage committee, so.
Don't worry about it. We don't bite.
Okay, let's try here. Here we go. Entire screen. Let's do that. Okay, so here's our lovely Landed Banking and Loan Co. building from the outside. And what you're looking at is the terracotta balustrade on the roof. On the back side of this heritage feature, it looks like this. And if we zoom in on this metal panel that has, I'm not sure if it fell off or how it was removed, we weren't involved with that. You can see that the brick is in extremely poor condition. exfoliating, spalling, the mortar joints are open. We think largely due to this cementitious parging that's on the back side of the brick wall. And then this was further constrained by metal wall flashing. And if you look top down, you can see that there are remnants, brick pieces on the roof that have come off the wall all along the perimeter. So we have reason to believe that the brick walls are in a similar condition throughout. So where is I don't know if we need to look at the drawings. I can pull them up if you like. But the idea is that we will be removing any of the damaged bricks, replacing them in kind with a soft brick with color to match the existing. We'll have to do some localized rebuilding where the mortar joints are severely eroded and the bricks are damaged. And we'll be removing all of the parging and not reinstating it. And yeah, that's about it. We're not really touching the historic terracotta at this point, besides removing 2 stones at this corner, just to get a look inside the terracotta balustrade and understand what's going on there for future conservation work planning. So, yeah, that's about it. I don't know. Any questions? I'm happy to answer.
Well, yours gonna be last.
Okay, go ahead.
That is a lot of spalled brick laying on that roof. That is scary looking.
Yes, yes.
Okay, does anyone have any questions? Got a list going, or am I not seeing anyone asking any questions?
Wow, I'm lucky.
Wow. We all understand the importance of what you're doing here, and we see the damage. So, what are you hoping to find when you remove those balustrades? Like, do you want to just general condition of the terracotta?
Yeah, that's right. And we want to see if there's any embedded steel inside, because the mortar joints at the terracotta balustrade weren't in great condition either. And so we just want to see if there's any rusty steel inside that may be causing damage or will cause damage to that balustrade in the future. Yeah.
Okay.
So you might see a permit application for something to do with the actual at some point, but not today.
Okay. Oh, that caused a question. No, go ahead, Andy.
Hi, Sarah. Just curious on the, is it structural at all, or is that just more like a cladding on, like if you're going to remove all that brick, is there anything that's on top that needs supported when it's being removed, or would it, like I can't see, like I saw the pictures that you had, I didn't know if it was structural or if it was more just almost like a cladding of brick on the exterior of that wall.
Yeah, no, what we think is going on is that there's the concrete roof deck, then there's a multi-width brick wall sitting on the concrete deck, and then on top of that is your terracotta heritage feature balustrade. So the terracotta balustrade is sitting on the brick wall, which is why it's especially concerning the condition it's in. So we'll be getting them to where they need to rebuild the wall. They'll be doing it in small segments. They'll be shoring it as they need to, and the terracotta will be protected.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
No
That's
problem.
all I have for now.
Thank you. Is anyone else have any questions? Oh, seeing none, that was very fast. I expected more. See, it was nice and easy for your first time.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thanks,
Steph. Can you bring up the conditions, please, Steph? So these are the pretty well the normal conditions, except for the very first part, the proposed masonry conditions. Repairs be conducted in accordance with the city's masonry guidelines. Okay, so with those conditions in mind, can we have someone to put a motion forward to approve the permit? I see Sandra and Andy. Anyone opposed? Seeing none, there you go. Permits approved.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck with the project. It's a very highly prominent building on a very important corner.
It's a
And,
beautiful building. Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
That balustrade is so important. Nice to get it all fixed up so we know it's safe for the future. Well,
Agreed.
thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. Okay, so the other person to show up yet? Lisa?
No, I still don't see Gord here. So if we skip to
Okay.
the last one and then we'll
Yep.
decide.
We're going to HP 2025-26, which is 1007 Beach Boulevard. This came as a pre-consult to us earlier. If everyone remembers, that was the taking down one building and putting up two on the street. So there's, I know Megan's here, and everyone ready to go on that one?
Hi, everybody. Thanks for listening to us again. We were here before. We're back with some design revisions after getting your input. I wonder, could staff put up the revised design, maybe?
Sure.
You could
Lisa.
show the cover. You
Oh,
could show
Lisa's
the
got it.
cover to
Super.
begin with, because it's got a color during. Yeah, there we go. So basically, they really refined the design because the lot's small. It couldn't be a major reconfiguration of the site to have parking at the rear. That just wouldn't be possible. But they really tweaked the design and just made it a little more compact, a little more sort of symmetrical, and a little more cottagey to fit in with the area. So the garage has been pushed back a tiny bit. I couldn't really do a lot more, but what they've done is they pulled the second story forward a little bit. So just made it a little more compact. So the garage doesn't sort of stick forward as much. The garage roof has been changed to a kind of like a hipped roof. So that kind of lowered it and made it a little more compact as well. So again, kind of making it less sort of intrusive. The front entrance has a little porch over it that projects in front of the garage. So again, you're kind of just looking at the entrance and the front door. The windows have been made symmetrical, and so the facade's much more balanced than it was before. Of course, the rendering has given us an opportunity to show you the landscaping that the owner's proposing to do as well. This is a rendering, but as part of the conditions, there would be a landscape plan provided along these lines so that there's much sort of landscaping, permeable pavers on the driveway, just to kind of, create that green edge along the street that contributes to the district. And so this is where we are, and we're hoping that you like this a little bit better than the one we saw last time, although I think we got quite a bit of support last time as well. And if you have any questions, if you can't recall from last time, I'm happy to answer them.
Okay, so thank you very much for coming in. Anyone have any questions on this one?
One of the other things that I added to the report was to give you a clearer idea of what a bad condition the existing building is in. So I put a lot of extra photos and a lot of notes on the photos to show you with all the condition issues. And also to show you what this end of the beach strip looks like. There's actually new development. There's quite a few houses with the garages. So I think it's going to fit in. So.
Okay. Anyone have any questions? Because I have one comment to make. Oh, so no one else is going to go first. I'll go first. Okay. I noticed on your pictures that these are going to be built the same way, not mirrored to each other side by side.
Well, I mean that it could be done either way. We put it this way just because we had one rendering done, so I just duplicated it.
Okay, because when I I showed you that one that was down on West Second. They were mirrored,
Yeah.
and I think that kind of reduces the impact with the garages are on the outside.
Yes. Okay. Good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
That-
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
sort of just please the
this-
eye.
That can absolutely be done. Yes.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
just wanted to
I
give
know
you a
that's a
sense of
fairly
the
simple
scale
thing.
by doing
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's a
you're
good
right.
point.
By moving that front forward, it doesn't look like it's actually as crowded on the lot to my eye. So maybe that will work a little better. Okay. Anyone else have some comments, questions, concerns? Oh, Katie, you gonna have something? There we go.
I mean, I guess my only comment is that they're very much like they're so long and skinny, and it feels funny to me that you didn't choose to do them as semi-detached. It feels, honestly, even looking at the floor plans, like the layout could almost lend itself to them being semi-detached. Like there are entire sides of the building where you have windows there, but they're windows in rooms that don't require windows. They're, you know, the ensuite or the like the hallway. Like it feels, I understand that like the Beach Heritage District prefers single detached buildings. It just feels like it is more noticeable that they are like, it's a very narrow lot and they're long shotgun buildings because they're single detached. It feels to me like it would be more in keeping with the character of the area to have it be semi-detached. I don't necessarily think that that's something, like, I'm not asking for that to be changed. I'm just sort of commenting on it. I think it feels funny to me. That's fine. That's it. Just a comment.
Anyone else?
Can we see the buildings on either side of those two houses? Is that part of the package?
Yeah, if you scroll down in the report to the photographs in Appendix A, and you go down, just getting the page for you. After the photos of the house, there's photos of the context. So starting on if you put the report up and you scroll through Appendix A, the context photos are at the end of the Appendix A.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
so those are the little
okay.
cottages across the street. On the top,
Yeah.
the cottage immediately to the left is below it. And then one over to the left, that yellow one, they put a parking pad there. And then Veterans Park, and then beyond Veterans Park, which is outside of the district, you get a house like this that has a garage in the front, but it's still very sort of small, fits in. And then as you go and then beyond that, you get the newer development that's outside of the district. And this is where people have assembled lots and they're building larger things. So I think, you know, what I'm trying to do is to prevent that. And so just to get small scale buildings on the lots in the district.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Good question.
Okay, Carol, go ahead.
I just would like to know how long it is from the front to the back, this long skinny house. So I can get a better idea. I didn't really get this part of that came afterwards, so I don't have it or I can't find it. So if you could just tell me the length. I have seen it before and I really like the new design, but I'm just curious about the length of the house.
So there's side elevations, so we could see it on there. I'm gonna pull that up and see if I can get a measurement for you. So it does extend a little bit beyond the back of the neighboring houses. I think it would
The
be,
site plan,
Yeah.
shows it as 71'4".
71 feet?
Mhm.
feet, that's feet, not meters.
That is quite long, and I wonder how wide it is. I'm just thinking, I'm just trying to get an idea of how wide it is compared to how long it is.
19 feet wide.
Oh, that's not too bad. I thought it might be like 11 or something. Some houses are 11 feet wide.
Yeah,
You
so
know,
you
the
can
side?
see the rear walls of the adjacent houses, so it goes, if you look at the one to the right, yeah, it just goes a little bit beyond that. Not a huge amount.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, it's just because it's slim that it's unusual, but, I think from the front you might not
I mean,
see that. I think the front is, good.
Yeah, and she didn't want to make it taller, so she kind of just made, it longer. Just to
Yeah.
keep it, fitting in.
Well, yeah, I think if it works, it works, I think when it's done, I'm gonna go down and see it. I'm very curious about this unusual house. Yeah. Okay. I like the front. I think it's really nice. That's the old. That looks like the old front, and then the new front's on top, right? Or no, that's the back. What's happening?
Yeah, so the top elevation shows the back on the left side, and the bottom elevation shows the back on the right side.
Okay,
So there's kind of like, a deck that looks out towards the lake.
right, okay. Yeah, okay. Okay.
Excuse me. Hey, anyone else have more comments or concerns? It's like you're all pointing, let's just think some. Okay, staff, do you have the conditions? It's a lot different format of the question or for conditions than we're used to. So one would be the architectural drawings, material choices, and the dwellings will be submitted and then to satisfaction of the director of planning prior to submission of any application for the building permit. And a landscape plan will be also submitted. Any minor changes, their standard and implementation will be done by August 31st, 2027. Do you see that being a problem for that length of time getting it done, Megan?
No, I think the homeowner's done this before. She's built houses before. And so she's pretty confident she can get this done quite quickly.
Okay. Okay, so with those conditions in mind, we have a mover and a seconder for the permit going forward. I see Carol and I see Sandra. Anyone opposed to this permit? So make sure I don't see any. Seeing none, the permit has passed. Congratulations.
Fantastic.
I'm
Thank you,
looking forward to
everybody.
seeing this completed.
Thanks.
So keep in mind what I said about the mirroring.
Yes,
The
I
mirroring,
think that's a really
see if it
good
looks better when you
suggestion. Yeah,
when you put the picture together, see if it looks better or not. I think it makes it a little pleasing to the eye. Well, thank you very much for coming in, working with us. It's really nice to get cooperative people coming in, listen to ideas, listen to concerns.
yeah.
Well,
Thank you,
thank you.
everyone.
Very much.
Okay,
Good
bye-bye.
luck with your project. Okay,
Thanks
bye-bye.
very much. Bye-bye.
Okay, so now we're back to that Charles Street one. Lisa, can we proceed without them? Because it is a minor thing.
Yeah, hi Graham, Alyssa Golden here again, Culture Heritage Program Lead. Happy to just speak to it from staff's perspective. I'll pull up the note sheet and just give a brief summary and then see if folks have any questions, if that's okay.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, and I lost my window. There we go. Are you seeing a copy of the note sheet on your screen, hopefully?
Yes.
Wonderful. So as Graham mentioned, this is in one of our heritage conservation districts, McNabb Trails District. You folks actually had seen a permit for this property recently. They did some porch repair work. They had some issues with some deteriorating brick on the rear southwest wing parapet. It is technically the back of the property, but it's a corner property, so you can see it from the side street, which is why we're here today. And they're proposing to use appropriate mortar and any replacement brick to repair the parapet. And this is in relation to just this having been flagged to our colleagues over in municipal law enforcement. We're proposing our standard conditions, including that the repairs be done in accordance with our standard guidelines. So that's all pretty common. And I'll just highlight, this is the front of the property. And this is a view of the rear parapet wing that has some damages being repaired. So relatively straightforward, and happy to answer any questions folks might have.
Thank you, Alyssa. Now, has this been repaired before? 'Cause it looks like two different kinds of brick up there.
It does look like there might have been some previous repair work with some incompatible mortar. Yes, so this would
Makes me
be
kind of wonder.
restoring the existing condition. Yeah.
Okay, so hopefully we've done better this time. Your guys' eyes on it. Just so anyone knows, I know Alyssa says you can see this from the street, but you got to squint just right between October and April. Otherwise, the leaves block it out. It's a really tough spot. Does anyone have any questions or concerns about this project? I didn't think so. It's a pretty minor change. It's required maintenance, and it's going to help preserve the building. So I'm very happy with it. So we saw the two conditions. Anyone want to put a proposal forward to propose and seconder? See Katie and Andy. Is there anyone opposed? I should scroll through my screens here to make sure I see everybody. Okay. Seeing no one opposed, we're all done. So now we have the addition to the agenda, which is a verbal update from Lisa.
Folks, so this is a heritage permit that we saw in 2024. Let me just share my screen. The previous permit was permit number HP 2024-038. It was for the restoration of these doors on Christ Church Cathedral. After review of the doors and removing them, they've determined that it's not feasible to restore the doors. So they're looking for a change in the scope of work to be replacement in kind. So they'll be constructing them exactly as they look right now. But they did provide images. The existing doors are pretty deteriorated, and there's not a lot of material for restoration anymore. So we just wanted to make sure that that was run by you folks, because it was technically for the restoration, but this is no longer a feasible option. So they are looking for permission to replace in kind.
Okay, so do we need to make a motion? Okay, any questions for Carol there?
Yeah, I do. The doors are going to be replaced, but what about the arch section at the top, you know, with the sort of decoration? Is that going to be saved somehow?
Yes, I believe that will remain intact. It's really just the doors that they're working on. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
I will note these doors are also from the 70s, so they're not the original doors. I believe the
okay.
frame and the upper part are, but the existing doors are from the 70s.
Oh,
So
but there's that. Mhm.
That's
I'm
less of a
not
heartbreak.
sure.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I'm not sure if we actually need a full motion. I'll defer to Alyssa to determine whether or not we need to like make a motion on it, or whether this is mostly just an update for you guys so that
FYI.
we're not. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Lisa. To the chair, just, we do have the provision for minor changes. This is sort of just on that scope. They're not technically heritage fabric, but the original permit was for repair. So we just wanted to, cross all of our T's and dot all our I's, make sure if you folks did want this to go through a full permit process and weren't comfortable with it being processed through staff, then we would be looking for a motion from you folks to say that. But if you're comfortable, that's great. We don't need any formal approval or motion on your end.
Carol, you got a concern?
Yeah, I have another question about design of the new doors. Will they follow the 70s doors, or will they try to go back to maybe the original doors and try to kind of get a door that suits that you know, time of the church, the time of the church's history? Yeah, we haven't seen any doors yet. So are they going to be bringing forth some door designs just so, you know, they look historic, heritage-ish?
My understanding is that the doors that were constructed in the 70s were considered to be replicas. But I'm not 100% sure. I can double check on that. So their intent is just to rebuild them. They are, but in a better way with traditional joinery and those kind of things,
Yeah.
so that
So-
it'll withstand the time.
Right,
Yeah.
so something close to that kind of design of those doors. That
Yeah.
that are, you know, not going to last, but good, that's great, thank you.
If you don't see a need for a full review, I think we're good to go then. Okay, I just picked up a picture from 1890s. That door is very similar.
Really?
Yes. I'll send it on to you.
Graham, and just for clarification, we don't need a motion for you to confirm that, but
I know.
if we could just move a motion to, to receive the staff update.
To receive the report. Yes. Yeah. We have a motion to receive the update from staff. Katie and Andy. There we go. Thank you. Well, guess we're done now, aren't we? I never expect to get done in an hour with that project on the bank. So at 5:54, I say good night and go forth and prosper. Everyone have a
Thanks,
great
Graham.
night.
Bye.
Thank you guys for running a good meeting again. Thank you. We appreciate it. And nice having Meg there.